Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to day 4 of Kwanzaa. We thank you for being very faithful and coming back every day. Today, we're going to talk about cooperative economics, and it's not a feel-good idea. It's really a survival strategy. Ujamaa asked a hard question: what happens to our community when money enters it, and what happens when it leaves? Too often, resources pass through without building anything durable. Wages are earned, spending happens, value exits as quickly as it's arrived. Ujamaa challenges that pattern. It insists that economic activity serve more than individual convenience. It's a coalition. Cooperative economics means we are intentional about where we invest our money, our time, and our trust. Target, for instance. So tonight we talk about Ujamaa, and as usual, our president will be here to light the candle uh, along with Brother Derek. So, Masada, the
Hello,
floor is
everybody.
yours.
Thank you. Welcome again to the celebration of the holiday Kwanzaa, December 26th through January 1st. And it's here to celebrate the seven principles. And the seven principles are Unguzu Saba. And we start with the first one. This is a Kanara. And the first day you light the black candle. The black candle signifies unity. After that, on the second day, Kuja Kalia, you light the red candle. Kuja Kalia is self-determination. Um, so it's unity, self-determination. After that, on the third day, Ujamaa, that one stayed there. Good. Is collective work and responsibility. Today is the fourth day. On the fourth day, you light the other red candle. And it is cooperative economics strategy on getting us all equity, which leads to equality.
Brother Derek, I believe this would probably be a subject that you could speak upon when you talk about cooperative economics. I'm thinking about the boycotts in Montgomery, some of the economic power that was taken by the black community during that particular time, and also to a great extent, we have used it against a well-known corporation during this time. So I think you would be more than an expert on the organization and uh, the importance of cooperative economics within a coalition.
Well, thank you, Brother James. I do think that is a most powerful tool because you hit people in their pocketbooks, right? You hit people in the wallets. That's what these corporations understand. And when they decide to disband like their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, it's because they believe that people that think that's okay. There are more of them than people who would have a problem with it, and that their profits are going to continue to grow. And if some certain communities feel alienated or abused or unappreciated, well, it's okay as long as the bottom line continues to strengthen. And so what we did see with that certain corporation, apparently we don't want to name them, is
I have no problem naming. I mean, I was just, that was just for political correctness. Believe me.
okay. Well, I'm real glad that finally, after my 25 years working for political appointees, I still have to have some discernment, but for the most part, I can finally not be politically correct. So Target is the company, and again, a local pastor here of a mega church, Reverend Jamal Harrison Bryant, kind of was the one that spearheaded and called for that boycott, and it's hurt them significantly, frankly. But yeah, historically, we've had that. The Montgomery bus boycott, the 381-day Montgomery bus boycott, Operation Push out of Chicago, led and created by Reverend Jesse Jackson. In fact, today, I think they had their 50th anniversary. And this was the first time he was not present for that anniversary because, of course, he's ailing now and going through some health challenges. But they were very masterful at doing that. People united to save humanity, and they went against companies that did things like, again, went into Black communities, profited from Black communities, and oftentimes provided the worst of their goods and services, the lowest level of those services. In other words, if there were cans, they may have been cans that were dented, or the food that was a couple days older that went to the grocery stores. Yeah. And so Push went against those companies and set up picket lines and encouraged people not to spend their money with companies that will abuse you, will treat you as second-class citizens. And they were very successful, and as was certainly the organization I was a part of, and very proudly claimed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which did the very same thing. And so you challenge these people and you say, if you're not going to respect me, I'm not going to spend my money with you. And so that was one of the things that we lost in large part when desegregation happened, because before desegregation, we couldn't go and spend our money with other communities. We had our own communities, and we had strong mom and pop stores. I know here in Atlanta, we have the Sweet Auburn district, which is at one time was certainly one of the 3 or 5 to 5 most robust economic engines in this country for Black people. And of course, when desegregation came, and then we could go and spend our money elsewhere. And that's what, frankly, we started doing. And to some extent, that weakened the power and the influence of the Black community. So yes, there's been a long history of that, withholding our resources from people who will not honor us and respect us as full human beings. And so, yes, I think this is a beautiful thing that a lot of our people, particularly, I think, James, our young people, aren't aware of the success that happened. Even Brother Masada, when Colin Kaepernick and the whole thing with Nike, there was an impact. And then you had people in power who said, fire those sons of bitches. I didn't say it, but certain people with really fluffy hair said that and told NFL owners, let's get rid of them. So yeah, there's this history, and we have to realize that we do have the power, and we just have to exercise that power.
Yeah, this is the same gentleman that says he wants to change the stadium name back to the Redskins and the team. So shows how much he cares about the Native Americans. But evidently, they are better managers of casinos than he is. That's just a fact. Masada, you have any final thoughts today as far as community economics and especially like maybe some stories of unity and where we are today.
Um, yeah, cooperative economics. Brother Derek just talked about how once desegregation happened, we went outside and started spending our money outside the Black community. Um, a lot of has changed with that as well. Um, me and me and an old lady, we went to go see her brother in LA, and we stopped by, try to go by the Black places and eat, and it was 11 o'clock, and the place said it opened at 11, and we waited there till like 11:30. And there's a lot of different things like that that happen that make us go spend our money elsewhere. So there needs to be unity and trust. That's what I'm getting at with that. Um, when the money left, businesses and reputable places had to close down. It made it harder, and then other things popped up, and so now we don't have the trust. We need the trust. We need our trust back so we can get the unity back, so we can start on a better path and a better road. So with that, I would love to say that me personally, I love going to spend my money in Black communities because that's where you find the flavor at. That's where you find the good things at. So once we get the unity and get the trust and we rebuild that, we can start getting our dollar circulating back within us. Happy holidays to everybody again. Happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Just everything that you celebrate. I want to celebrate with everybody going into this new year once again. The new year for me is about unity and love. So let's let's keep celebrating it. We got a couple more days of Kwanzaa left, you all, to remind us of the 7 principles. Let's not forget those 7 principles. On the sixth night, on December 31st, we usually have a traditional feast called Karuma. Um, it's held featuring dishes from Africa, the diaspora. So let's eat. I love talking about food. I love seafood. I'm a pescatarian, everybody out there, but eat what you eat. Just eat healthy. Let's stay safe. Let's have a lot of unity. Let's enjoy each other. And let's remember, they say YOLO all the time, or they used to, and you only got one life. Let's change it. Let's make it right, and let's unify and get back to the days that Brother Derek Num had seen. But let's get back to the days they've seen with today's freedom that we do have. We don't have dogs. We don't have the water hoses. That I talked about, you talking about Brother Martin them looking clean in the suits and giving a white America another perception, and I can dig that as being in my mindset of looking and thinking about how we were perceived, how they perceive us in movies, and then they got to see that. Let's get back to those days of being dapper and being respectful and showing love. So with that, unity, light, and peace, and have a good day today and a good night, everyone.
Brother James, I
Peace,
have
brother.
one thing I should add about
Yes.
basically a broad range of people. So the Poor People's Campaign was in 1968, and that was what Dr. King was assassinated over, the Poor People's Campaign, because he called on working with people like Cesar Chavez. He called for the Latino farm workers. He called for the poor white coal miners in Kentucky, the poor farmers, black and brown and white farmers, all to come to DC to call for a redistribution of the wealth of this country. They said that too much, the people at the top making all the money, people at the bottom doing all the work. We need a redistribution of the wealth. And so he was, I believe in the people that knew were very close to him. It's just like he was assessed. He was killed just like a year to the day almost from when he in Riverside Baptist Church in New York. He called for an end to the war in Vietnam. And the Vietnamese War, just like all wars, makes certain people a whole lot of money. So when you go against that economic system, there's a price to be paid. Now, we don't have a Dr. King, we don't have a Malcolm, but I'm saying we cooperatively can call and challenge the system that that you know takes advantage of and just it just dehumanizes people and it victimizes people for the profit. And so thank you for this. And I think it's a great fit for what we're talking about in terms of cooperative economics. We just have to make certain demands on our society and the powers that be that want to believe it's okay that for certain people to make 1,000 times more a year than people who do the actual work.
No, I'm going to make one, I guess, observation there, because I am supposed to be the pessimist on this panel. And I would like to hope, and everyone knows how I feel about that word hope, but that the next Dr. King, the next Malcolm, the next Black leader is here. Whether he's the age of Masada's son, it might be Masada's son. It might be your great grandchild. It might be my great grandchild. But I would like to think that there is someone out there that is molding that next person. I would say, since we're using the name Target, I might as well say the next hero, because we need leaders. We need visible leaders. We need leaders. Even when Al Sharpton was 350 pounds, he was a visible leader. He was out there. Whether you wanted to agree with him or his politics or not. Jesse Jackson, the same way. I can go back even further than that. Adam Clayton Powell.
That's right.
Sometimes you have to be that face. But I would like to believe that somewhere out there.
I have to interject. I think we have a lot of them that we're just not recognizing. Me and wifey and people talked about it the other day. I have a few idols. She saw the picture of Muhammad Ali and she was like, why are these just laying around? And I had to remind her they were from my cousin. He's been in the shop. He has a street named after him, right? And then I was talking about that. I don't idolize a lot of things. I don't. To me, a lot of things aren't grand. But to me, a Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King, and a Malcolm. And then I told her, I said, you know what? I might have to pick Kaepernick in that. And then it dawned on me, he's about 3 years younger than me. And it's like, oh wow, hold on, he's younger, and I'm still able to recognize that he did something that I'm not comparing him, but he did something that a Muhammad Ali did that other people wouldn't do. He sacrificed his career. His monetary system, way of making money, his brand, himself, for a greater cause when he could be living good. We can name a lot of reasons why he could have faded out. He could have faded out any type of way, like a lot of people do and make excuses. So, Brother James, I think we do. I think you are. I think Brother Derek is. I will say I am. We just need more recognition of the people to know that, and more people to come together, because what they have that Kaepernick didn't, or what I don't, or what you don't, or Brother Derek don't, they had the masses behind them willing to hear and understand and feel that same pain. Nowadays, we have division.
Here's what I want. I don't want Martin Luther King Boulevard or Joe Louis Avenue, to be where it is, right next to the projects or right next to the low income. How come we can't name Times Square? I mean,
I like that.
Sure. I mean, pick up your phone. Look at Joe. Look up Joe Louis Avenue. Look up Martin Luther King Avenue. Anywhere you want to name any of those three men that you mentioned,
the hood, I know.
And look where that so-called tribute to them is located.
Yeah.
So, Brother James, I'll tell you a quick story about that. So, of course, I worked for one of the people, I think the person that led the organization co-founded by Dr. King, the SCLC, for 20 years, and that was Reverend Joseph Lowry. So he, Abernathy, King, Fred Shuttlesworth were among the founders of it. And he said, so here in Atlanta, we have a Joseph Eccles Lowry Boulevard. He says, why do all of our streets have to be in the poorest, most rundown neighborhoods? We have Martin Luther King neighborhood, Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, Andrew Young Boulevard. Now that one's in a nicer neighborhood, but it's a great point, and that says something. And so we should have a responsibility to insist that those neighborhoods, that people understand and recognize the contributions of those people and what it means to us and what it should mean to them.
Yeah, I have a quick perspective. We shouldn't have those. We shouldn't have projects or hoods. There shouldn't be. So when the neighborhoods we speak on, every night it should be nice. It's 2025. We have enough. We have enough to make every place nice.
Yeah, nice. It doesn't have to be luxurious, but it should be livable. Habitat for humanity. You know, I mean, those words really mean things. You know, but hey, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, let's trade Pennsylvania Avenue to Harriet Tubman Lane. I mean, you know, hey, I'm good with it. You know, you know, if you can come over on the other side and turn the bottle upside down and take a picture, why not? You know,
why not?
So, with that, everyone, we conclude our Kwanzaa celebration for this evening, and we will be back tomorrow to celebrate that. What's tomorrow? Give us a preview, Masada.
The fifth day. Tomorrow is 2, 3, 4. Tomorrow is Nia, purpose. Today is the fourth day. I've been up all night, y'all. So tomorrow is going to be purpose. And we went over unity, self-determination, collective work, and then today is cooperative economics. We're displaying all of those, you all. Self-determination, Kuja Kalia. I was up at 12 o'clock last night till 6 in the morning at the ER, and then I'm still right here. Collective work, Brother Derek, he got on and he told us, hey, sorry, brothers, I got a crazy week going on, but he's still here. And we're doing it all for like what they said. And the only thing, once again, I'm gonna reiterate that we're missing with any type of leader today is other people wanting the same things and not just wanting them, but wanting to have the Million Man March or have the let's all boycott Target. Let's all go to Washington, D.C. Let's all stop a football Sunday. Let's all stop a basketball. Let's all stop anything that's not benefiting and take their money away because money talks. And I don't like to talk money, but I will talk Kwanzaa. I will talk celebration and love. So love, light, and peace to everyone. And we are all here together, cooperative. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Have a good night, everyone. We shall see you tomorrow.
Ashe.